Hello, I'm Matty from the 1975, and you are watching Joiz.
Die Fans warten jetzt schon Schlangen vor dem Extra zum den 1975 gesehen. Ich habe bei mir den Sänger von dieser Band, den Matty. Welcome, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. I just mentioned that fans are already queuing outside. It's crazy.
Yeah, it seems to be the way at our shows. They like to get there early. I think it's something to do with proving how big of a fan you are, whether it's to yourself or to your friends. I haven't figured it out yet.
We don't know either. Eben die Fans warten schon draussen in die Schlange und offenbar ist es so, wie ihre Shows stattfinden und wie die Fans auch müssen zeigen, wie fest sie Fans sind, für sich selber oder für die Band. It's your birthday in a bit more than a week.
When I'm in Berlin,
You're in Berlin, so you
and
got to party and
I
celebrate.
have a day off the day after. Might go to what is it called? Watergate?
It's a club or?
I think so. Big
Alright.
club.
Der Matty hat gleich Geburtstag und er wird wahrscheinlich dann in Berlin feiern. What do you wish for yourself for your birthday? You turn 27. What do you wish for yourself?
What do you wish for? I think anybody in my position who turns 27 wishes to not become part of that mythology. You know, that whole thing of, when you turn 27, it's the dangerous time because
We know about it.
those people. But I think that's more to do with the fact that all of those people who did die at 27, they peaked culturally and financially, and they all had really strong drug addictions. So I'll be all right. Don't
be
get a
all
drug
right.
addiction. That's my desire for being 27. Don't become a drug addict. Not that I was going to.
I like that wish. Also der Matty wird gleich 27 und er wünscht sich, dass er nicht in den Club of 27, also in den Club einsteigt von den Leuten, die mit 27 sterben, weil sie Drogensucht haben, etc. Something more serious, you're gonna play in Brussels.
More serious than dying.
More serious than dying.
Oh my God.
Well, a matter of something we I don't know. I can't really make a joke about, but maybe we should.
Yeah.
Well, we had terrorist attacks in
We
Brussels.
did, and I think we did in Brussels. We're going to be the first band, I think, from what I've heard. Maybe the first public event since then. It's interesting for me. It's a difficult position to be in because we're not a very politically engaged band. That's not what
You
we're
don't
about.
really-
Well, no, it's not that. No, we are politically engaged as
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
but as a band, we're a pop band, and we're a release for people. You know, we're kind of fantastical. We're not embedded in reality, such strong things. And do you know what I mean? It's more about self-expression as opposed to it as community. But you can't be the first band to play since an atrocity when they banned public events, and then be the first band and not say anything, regardless of whether you're in Black Flag or the 1975. So I'm gonna have to address it, and fuck that. You can't take our liberties away. You can't take shows away from us. You can't, fuck that.
You already thought really about it. What are you gonna say, or what?
I'm thinking about what
You're
I'm
still
gonna
thinking
say.
about it.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Well,
It's
I
very
guess it
important.
must be a huge pressure, like.
It's not a huge pressure. It's just a very, very delicate situation, and it needs to be respected as such.
Also 1975 werden gleich in Brüssel spielen, wo die schlimmen Terrorattacken stattgefunden hat, und der Matty denkt immer darüber nach, wie er mit dieser Situation dann wird umgehen, weil er offensichtlich muss etwas dazu sagen. I don't know. In recent time we had different terrorist attacks, also Paris, and all these attacks kind of want to take away our way of living or question the way we live. Now you as a band, excuse me. Now you as a band, you really stand for our generation. A lot of people connect to you. They're waiting outside right now because they're so connected to you and your music. You stand for this generation. How do you feel about being a representative of this generation, of a way of living that we want to have?
I think that I'm very, very proud to be a band that I feel does directly represent this generation. A lot through what we do musically, the way that we're kind of genre-less, and we have all of these kind of these kind of aspects that mean that people feel really represented. You know, we create in the way that we consume, the same way that a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, we create music in the same way that we consume music. So
What do you mean exactly with that?
Well, what I mean is, like, we have no rules. Like you listen to loads of different types of music. You, camera lady, I'm sure you listen to loads of different types of music. Do you know what I mean? Like your iPod will be full of different things. That's the way that we are now. Genres aren't that important to people. But there's not been that many bands who stand for that idea. We stand for that idea. We create music the same way we listen to it.
All right, I get it. So you take from everywhere and you combine
exactly, like a
whatever you
magpie.
feel like
We find something cultural, shiny cultural information, and we take it and we use it for ourselves. So what I mean is that means that we become very postmodern and very representative of this generation. And I think what you're saying is, regardless of how you get people there and why they look up to you, once they're there, you know, I suppose with great power comes great responsibility. Do you know what I mean? I have a responsibility to direct them in the right way or talk about the right things. So it is an interesting time when you have things like Paris or Lahore the other day in Pakistan and stuff like that. It's awful.
So it's attacking the idea of taking things from different areas and combine them and like be very eclectic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but that's almost like a contrived idea. We don't sit down and go, okay, so what we're going to do now is try and be postmodern. It's just natural. We've been in a band since we were 13, like, so we've been every type of band. We've done every type of genre. So it partly comes from kind of wanting to be musically free and loving dance music and soul music and this music and wanting to make it, and also then people understanding that you're allowed to do that.
One problem that I see, or sometimes that I have when I listen to bands like yours or bands that are taking stuff from everywhere, is that it can get a bit like ironic.
Yes, but I think that this when you start to get into irony, I start the argument of it being post-ironic, because everything is so ironic now because the world is based on self-awareness. We live in this. We have this postmodern awareness of everything, and it's all very reflective, and we're so aware of past trends, we're so aware of the vocabulary of pop culture. And now we live in a time where our thing is, it's almost like our thing is other times. You know, the thing that we're obsessed with is other cultures from other times, whether it be 80s fashion, 90s.
For example, 80s, yeah.
So we have this kind of, that eclecticism is just part of this generation. So it's when it starts to become a pastiche. The irony is fine, because irony you can be clever, you can be witty, you can be self-referential. When it comes to being a pastiche or being a parody, then that's pointless. That's being retrogressive. I think that what we like to do is make music that is that looks forward, but also honors the past. Do you know what I mean?
It's a very aware way of dealing with.
I've been doing this. I've been in this band for 15 years.
You're professional in this field.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Once you think about things on one level, and it becomes everything that you do, you start thinking about it. That's why I come across a lot of the time as being very pretentious, but it's not. I just think way too much about my band.
When I ask myself, well, if this band stands for this generation, what is this generation? What are these different things? And I thought about irony, and I thought about like self-betrayal on social media, etc. Your song "Love Me," I think it goes towards this direction.
Yeah, I speak a lot about that. I mean, I think the whole record is about kind of love, loss, fear in the digital age, and how we deal with it, and how it manifests, and how we the duality between like our real reality and our perceived reality, and the things that we construct, like, you know, celebrity hierarchies of, oh my God, that's an amazing group of friends. They're not friends. How can they be friends just because they do the same thing? You don't see dentists hanging out with each other.
So what would you say are real friends then?
Oh, I don't know. That's too big of a question.
All right. I like the fact that "Love Me" is actually, it's a command.
And love me, if that's what you wanna do. And love me, if that's what you wanna do.
So this is not how love works, right? You
Yeah,
can't command someone
exactly.
to love me.
It's a
but
call
that's
to
what
arms.
happens on social media. It's
Exactly.
like, here, look at this picture. Please like it, love me. Give
Exactly.
it to me.
Exactly. It's partially that. It's partially love me with the momentum that you're talking about, and the fact of it being a statement. But it's also comes from a confusion. It was the line really, if you speak it, is love me if that's what you want to do. You know, it's more to do with like, okay, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I know that I'm not a rock star, but I'll fucking pretend to be one. If that's what you want, love me.
I give you what you want. 1975, Matti, definitiv eine Band, die sehr viel über alles nachdenkt, was sie machen. Es geht um Ironie, es geht um Liebe, es geht um echte Freundschaften oder echte Freundschaften. Das alles zu übersetzen, glaube ich, würde jetzt gerade ein bisschen zu weit gehen. You mentioned that you're in a band since 2002, like since
2003. Yeah.
Really long time, so your band is like a family.
Yeah.
What are the family members? What are the roles of the different members?
It's difficult. It changes all the time. We're very much all the brothers. I mean, there's no maternal or paternal figure really. We leave that to the people like our tour managers or our security and stuff like that. We're just still. We've just been. You know what it is with bands? Like, what the opportunity that you get in a band really is that you get the opportunity to do all these things, whether it be like make records or do all these things. But the main thing you get is an opportunity to not really grow up properly. You don't have to grow up. Like, we've not got like responsibilities to a certain extent, like boring stuff like a mortgage or something, but we don't have we've been hanging out in a room playing guitar with each other since we were 13, and we're still doing that. So
now you turn 27 and you don't feel like you become older?
Not really. I'm still fucking around as much as I used to, so it'll be okay.
Also eben 1975 sind sie 2003 miteinander unterwegs und sind quasi wie eine Familie, aber er sagt, es sind wie alles Brüder und es gibt gar keine so eine Vater- oder Mutterfigur, abgesehen von Tourmanager etc. Und eigentlich ist für sie die Band eine Möglichkeit, können jung zu bleiben und nicht müssen erwachsen zu werden. You had tremendous success with your first album, and then there was a time where you deleted your social media profile, or you took everything down. Do you need this time to write new songs, or like did you need some privacy?
It was because we were making a new record, and when it comes to like marketing, I hate the idea or the word of marketing, but what I do love is extending the idea of our band visually. So all of our marketing, all of the black and white, all of the videos, all of that kind of thing, that just came from us. We didn't have like a marketing team. And then when it came to the second album, I knew exactly what I wanted to do visually. But then people are talking about how you do it, when you do it, and this kind of thing. And everyone was talking about noise and all this kind of thing. And me and my manager just sat down one day and decided that it would be, you know, desire. The feeling of desire is far more potent than the idea of obtaining something. Once you have it, great. It's not interesting anymore. So we weren't being like the religious do, where they, you know, try and prove your faith by taking something away. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But what it was I was like, well, if we want a reaction, if we want people to react to the 1975, take it away for 24 hours. And then come back with a new record, because then people will want to know what the fuck's going on.
Well, some people thought the band would split up.
I know. I kind of messed around with that a little bit. We wrote a kind of manifesto. By the time it became an idea, I was kind of enjoying the kind of, I don't know. Maybe I was being a bit mean, but yeah, I know that is mean, but maybe that was the first time I've been mean.
1975 haben nach dem ersten Album eine Zeit gehabt, sie ihre Facebook, ihre Social Media Sachen oben abgenommen haben und abgeschaltet haben. Und man hat gesagt, das ist eigentlich dumm, weil du musst den Leuten wie etwas wegnehmen, wenn du eine Reaktion willst. Und er hat gesagt, das war auch ein bisschen gemein, da hat ein bisschen mit den Fans gespielt. Earlier in this interview you mentioned that you're taking ideas and inspiration and stuff from everywhere. But then again, you're making a new album that has 17 tracks on it, with some like instrumental tracks, so it's not like something that people could just listen to some singles. It's like a whole album. It's I don't know if it's a concept album.
It's not. It's not a concept
quite
album.
A big opus.
But it's very much an opus. I like to think of it as like some kind of like an odyssey. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's like. The thing that I do like about the record, there is songs on there. You can cherry pick the record. You've got the sound, you've got like Somebody Else, Love Me. There is parts of the record where you can, I don't know, get in the car and put a song on. The album in full is quite a commitment, quite like an emotional commitment. It's a long record. It's like an hour and a half or something. Actually, when I listened to it for the first time in its entirety, when I was like out and about, I realized how long it was. It's fucking long. But I like that because it's a story, it's a movie, it's my life. It's my like piece of art. It needs to be able to delineate what I mean. Is that the right word? Maybe not. Delineate. I don't know if it's the right word. It's our word, but I don't know if it's right. Anyway.
You can still find the right words, still making great music, maybe express yourself in music. Sie haben ein Album gemacht, das 17 Tracks lang ist und für den Matti ziemlich eine Odyssee ist und sehr lang ist. Und man kann zwar einen so Cherry-Picking machen, so die einzelnen schönen oder die einzelnen Singles rausnehmen, aber es ist auch ziemlich ein Commitment, wenn man die ganze Reise machen muss. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great show in Zurich and come back.
Yeah, we'll be back. Thanks.
Sie kommen zurück. Das war der Matti von 1975.